Hello guys, Zueljin here. Welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft Infinity FTB server. I hope you guys are having a good day. I got the altar prepped up, some stuff and things are going on. I got some bottles that I set up too. We're going to be doing an arcane infusion to get things underway today. But first, I'm going to explain a little bit about what's going on. So this is the setup for something called an arcane boar. It's something I'm going to need that I'm going to be using to harvest out those meteors that XB and I were playing with last episode. So if I go out the back door here, let me show you a little bit what I was working with. See those lines up there? I apologize about the rain, by the way, but these lines up here represent the quarry markers. So my big plan was to get a quarry to mine that meteor out when it landed. But to automate this, I would have need to have the machine kind of place the quarry for me. And what I did is I put these block placers along with some vacuum hoppers hooked up that would use the quarry markers or the landmarks and put them out automatically. Okay. Then over here I had an autonomous activator that would activate this to where it would form up the quarry square. Then on an 8-tick delay, I believe, I had this block placer that placed out this quarry. And it would just go to town because you have to reset the way the quarry works every single time. Once it detects, sorry, I just timed out for a second. Once it detects this lava at the bottom, what ends up happening is the quarry thinks it's finished. So it needs to be reseated. And that would happen with the block breaker and stuff. Well, I didn't even get through the whole thing because when I was trial testing it, as soon as this block placer placed this quarry, it broke. Like the server crashed. So anyway, this setup is not going to work, unfortunately. It was a little bit big, bulky, and ugly anyway, so we're going to do something much prettier. Let's get out of this rain, and I'll show you a little bit about what I was talking about. So this thing, the arcane boar, is kind of like, imagine a mounted drill. And this mounted drill will sit, let's see where I'm at, for instance, and it will drill a hole 3 by 3, and everything that it mines out is going to be put in an inventory next to it, okay? Now, you can expand that hole like to a 5 by 5, 7 by 7, 9 by 9, and so on and so forth, I think, with the, like, upgrades to it. So, an arcane boar takes a couple things. It takes an excavation focus from Thaumcraft, and it takes a pickaxe, and it kind of takes the properties of both. So the first thing we need to do is get the arcane bory done, and let's go ahead and let me grab my wand out of here, and we'll do the ritual to get this thing done. Now I think the arcane boar, let's just look it up for it just so you guys know what the recipe consists of. We're going to need a diamond pickaxe, a shovel, a couple of shards, a couple of great wood planks, and some gold. It's also going to take some modus, vacuos, potentia, machina, and perfodio. I guess that's how you say that. So anyway, let's go ahead and make this thing happen. Let's hit it with the wand, and hopefully, I don't know what the instability is for this, but I don't think it was too bad. Let's see. In Artifice, the instability for this was moderate, so we'll just keep an eye on it. It should be alright. I'm pretty sure I have all of the stuff in line, and I'll show you some other stuff too. If it was negligible, I would just show you as it goes, but it's taken all of the essentia right now that it needs, and now it's taken the machina, and then it should start taking the items, I think. Well, it has a few more essentias to pull from. Kind of an expensive process, but I think I'll only need one, hopefully. And it all happens with a piston, so it's pretty neat. Alright, let's see here. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of flux right there, and it pulled something off. What did it pull off? Was that was the shovel, I want to say. So let's go ahead and fix this up. Oh, it pulled that off too. Okay, this was the shovel. We can put that back. And then this was a gold bar, so we can put that back. No, that's not what we want. Gold bar. Alright, let's see. Is it taking everything it needs now? It doesn't need any more essentia of any type, so it should just start being pulled into the items, I think. Yep, it pulled the shovel, pulled the shard, pulled that shard, And there's the arcane boar. Well, that wasn't too bad. All right, so we've got the arcane boar. Now, we're also going to need an arcane boar base. And that is going to be some great wood planks, a dispenser, and that's just going to be in a shaped arcane work table. So iron, great wood planks, and a dispenser. We should just be able to make that right quick. Let's get this online and we'll do some testing. Let's see, great wood. There we go, that should be enough. And I got some of those now. I already have the iron now. And arcane base. And I'll need a dispenser too. Almost forgot about that. Dispenser. I'll need a bow. Oh, don't tell me I don't have sticks even. Oh, it did make it. All right. I was going to say it's just kind of laggy. There we go. Dispenser. Alrighty. Now we're ready to go. So let's take this over here. It's our little table. I suppose it's going to need the wand. And let's make it. Arcane base. Arcane board base. There we go. And alright, so we got it. So this thing is pretty cool. When you set it down, let's go find something to set it down next to. Okay. So we could just set it down. I don't know. We'll set it down. I'll put it in this I don't know where I could. Oh, I know where I could put it. Right inside of here. This is where I had it last time. This is just like, well, this is where I usually mine my stuff out. So we'll set it down right here. I can always pick it back up. Okay, arcane board base, and there it is. It looks like some sort of primitive laser gun or camera. Okay, so remember those old time cameras? So you can right click on it and it swings out to wherever you want to place it. So let's just make it place here. And then it should go into the wall like that. But there's a couple things we need. When you right click on it, you see this. This is the pick I was telling you about. The width is 5. With an excavation focus, it'll go in here. And you'll need the pick as well. And it'll do things like efficiency and unbreaking, because the durability is measured from the pick. Which I don't know if it'll blood magic pick will take it, but we're definitely going to try it. So anyway, let's get this, the focus that it needs can be upgraded. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So that's the whole premise of this. So let's look at the focus that I have here. So this is kind of the way you upgrade a focus. DMAC was kind enough to kind of help me out and explain how this worked. This is a node transducer and this is a node stabilizer. Now, originally when I looked in the Thaumonomicon, basically what ends up happening is you need to, I didn't even have these unlocked. So what I had to do was get into this, which was the node integer and node preserver from the auras and nodes category. Anyway, once I got there, I was happy to know that I still had quite a way to go. And now I'm working with the different focuses. But this is the focus of excavation, and this is basically how you get it more intense. Well, I set my stuff up. I didn't know a lot about the way these things worked, but basically now this node, this is an energized aura node, and these are the items within that energized aura node. As you can see, there is only 5 of them in there, and when I look at this, I am missing aqua. I need 6 vis or V to create the second tier of this for this excavation. Now, I'm going to have to upgrade this a few times, but for demonstration purposes and for this video, we're just going to bring it up to tier 2 so we can install it and actually test the bore out. So, I'm going to need some aqua. So what I did is I went find an aura node. Y'all saw me do this before, right? I take the teleposer and I just transferred this this node over by doing that. I just went look on the ocean and I found one with plenty of water in it. So I'm gonna have to make another one of these and another one of these. So if I look in the Thaumonomicon, the node stabilizers are relatively easy to make. You need some nitor, which is one of the first recipes you get, some arcane stone bricks, some blocks of quartz, a piston, and gold. So we can make a bunch of those things. Let's see here. First I'm gonna need I know I'm gonna need a couple of pistons, I think. Pistons. There we go. We can make, let's see, we should be able to just make, oh, am I, oh, I'm out of smelted iron. I need to put some in there. Okay, so now we got plenty of pistons to make that. Okay, what's next? So we also need the blocks of quartz and some arcane stone bricks. Arcane stone bricks are very, very easy to make. We can just do that with the arcane stone. Okay, that's also a normal recipe. And next is going to be the quartz and the night ore. And I also have some night ore on me already. So let's go ahead and get some quartz now. And we'll make these up. Just make a couple of blocks here. And that should be good. And then the night ore, and I already have gold on me. Let's just do it. Okay, so we'll take this and put this in the bench. There we go. And node stabilizer. There we go, node stabilizer. Now we're actually going to need 2 of these because one of them is a precursor for the transducer. Okay, so we'll make 2 of these. And then we'll check in the stabilizer. And this is dangerous to make. No, that's the advanced stabilizer. This is what we need, the transducer. So we'll need a redstone comparator, some redstone blocks, some iron, and another niter, which we just happen to have another niter. So that works out pretty good. Let's make a comparator right quick. Comparator. Do I not have the right material? Oh, I did. NEI is just slow today, man. Okay, so that should be all. Let me take the redstone as well and make some blocks out of it. Alright, I should be able to do 4 like this. Cool. And that should just make right up. So if the episode's a little crafted, but some of this stuff I know it was hard for me to learn, so I'd much rather you guys just know it. Let's see here. So I'll go into arcane, no, not arcane bore, transducer. There we go, transducer. It's hard to remember all these names. Okay, boom, no transducer. So this is kind of how that works. Oh, I need 1 more block of redstone here. Redstone. Did I not? Oh well. Alright. Okay. So, this is how this goes. Once you have a node in place, which you could do with a node in a jar, but you really don't need to. So the node stabilizer goes right underneath it. And the little tips come out. Whoop. Very good. And it's going to stabilize. And then right on top of that, we put the node transducer. Right here. And then we power it with redstone. And that is it. Now, this should connect up with the relay as soon as it finishes draining the V. It should connect up with the relay. I'm thinking it should connect up with the relay. Alright, for some reason the V relays won't only take from one nearby node. So I actually installed 1 node on this side and 1 node on top. That way they both kind of connect to it. And we should just be able to start the process now. So the wand focus is back in there. I'll click potency and then we'll start the upgrade. And what it's going to do is it's going to drain all the viz that it needs out of the nearby nodes until this meter goes down all the way. Okay, so once it does that, basically we'll be able to use that and it'll also take 8 experience levels. And it looks like I might not have enough Perdito either. Now, the Perdito, will that actually increase as I go? I'm not too sure how that goes yet. We'll let it drain all the way down and see. There it is. Man, I barely had enough, I think. Alright, so it's upgraded. Now let's see. This upgrade increases the damage or strength of the focus powers. The focus's power. The exact damage increase varies from focus to focus, but it's usually about 20% per level. So I should just be able to, now it says that it has potency on it. So when I take it out and I put it back in, yep, it shows there, and I can actually hit it again if I wanted to. You can also enlarge how large an area the focus's power affect, or increase the number of targets affected. That's pretty interesting. Well, anyway, this thing has potency already involved. So now if we look at our nodes, it looks like it charges a little bit. I'm going to have to get some real good nodes and put them around this thing. Maybe even get a setup for a vis relay to really make a powerful focus to try this out. But another thing I want to do is let's look in my bag of goodies. And I'll see if this thing can hold a blood magic pick. And if it can, oh boy, is it going to be nice. Alright, so let's go down here. It's still raining. always raining over here. Let's go down. Where's my little, there it is. Always lose my little hole there. All right. So we take this, we put our one focus of excavation in there, and you can see it kind of armed it with a tip there. And then let's see if it holds this bound pickaxe. Let's see. Speed, other properties, silk touch. Okay, so it does concentrate on that. So now I think we just have to power this thing with redstone is the way that goes. So let's see here. Do I have a lever? Yeah, I sure do have a lever. What happens if I just... Yep, there it is. So this is essentially what happens. Now you see how it's shooting the items back out? So what I can do here is I can take a chest or whatever, and I can install that on the back of this, or it can be hooked up to my ME network or whatever. So this is a 5x5 deal. Now, it works kind of slow, okay? It can get a lot faster than this. Basically what needs to happen is it can use a couple of different types of items to go faster, or some essentia I should say. Let me open the Thaumonomicon and I'll show you what I mean. So to use this, we can look at the Arcane Boar. Let's go back to the Artifice tab and the Arcane Boar, and it'll show that you can use, let's see, 1 point of Perdito Essentia will speed the boar up for the next 20 blocks mined. So that's some pretty good stuff. You could use Perdito, or you can use, wasn't there another one I think? I'm not too sure. So one thing I also want to figure out is, can this thing mine wood? And if it can, how about warded wood? So we're just going to try to put this down in this spot and see if it tries to mine it. Yep, it sure did. Okay, so if I do that, but let me go grab my my wand, and we're gonna see if I can ward it and it works. That's what I'm really curious about, because if I can't ward it, if it gets stuck on the warded block, then we fail again, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and put this there and ward it, and let's see what happens. It looks like it's not going for it at all. That's very, very awesome. Well, this thing's gonna keep going forever as long as it's powered. Isn't that a cool effect? Okay, let's power it on one more time just to see if it goes for the log. Let me ward this and see. Okay, it should. Aha. So yeah, it skips right over the warded log. That's exactly what I was hoping it would do. Perfect. So now all we have to do is install this puppy with the right kind of focus. Well, with a large enough focus in order to be able to mine out the asteroid. So let's see, if I open up this again, we did not take any damage to the pick whatsoever, which is brilliant, and the focus can go right back in as well, and that looks like a really, really good start. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do for the rest of the episode is try to set this up. I'm gonna clean up my my little deal here, and I'm gonna come up with a nice setup for my little arcane boar on the side of that asteroid. So stay tuned, you guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, my mess is all cleaned up. I've got a little platform out here that I lined up. It's one level lower than the actual log, which will be the center of where the meteor's at. And I want to make sure that the meteor doesn't actually destroy this platform. I know there's some AoE and some destruction, so I might have to move this back. What I'm going to do is, I guess I'll take a little bit of marble actually, and I want to come out from here just to make sure, so I know where it's at, and we'll kind of see the shock from the iron if there's any destruction. And after it, if it places okay, I'll go ahead and put the board down. Actually, I should put the board down just in case. That way we'll be able to tell the destruction of it if that's the case. Okay, and that goes, actually that is the wrong way. Let me place it this other way here. There we go. And I've got my draconic chest. I'm just going to put right behind there, and I'm going to put the arcane boar right on top of here. I'll take my wand and I'll make it point this way. And I've actually brought a jar of Perdito as well to see how fast we can make this thing go. Last step is to install the lever. And, well, not the very last step, but we'll put the lever down here, and then we'll right click on this puppy and put our bound pickaxe in there and the excavation focus. So we should be ready to go. Now if I flip this on right now, let's see, nothing happens because there's nothing there, or is it just because of the distance for it? I don't know. Let's find out. So let me eat first. Where's my steak? Let's summon a meteor. We'll put this down. We'll get the awakened activation crystal ready. Energy flows through the ritual. And block of iron, go. And here it goes. Should be any second now. I'm far enough away from it. There it is. And I took a little bit of damage, but that's okay. Let's turn this puppy on, and it will start mining it out. Alright, so it is close enough to where it can mine it, but it does not break the actual deal. That's what I wanted. Let me go ahead and take these out. Alright. Now, if I check the draconic chest, yeah, it should be taken in the ore. Yep, I see some counts, like I just saw some iron, I just saw some copper. Very, very good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So it is taking the ores right into the chest. Now, because I don't have this big sophisticated wireless network or anything, for now I might actually just kind of rig this up with a teleposer right underneath this chest and put an import bus on my system. But I am going to need some extra storage before I do that. But let's put down this jar of Essentia just to see. Now, this is supposed to be 20 ticks per point of Perditio, or Perditio. So let me go ahead and place this down, and will it take will it just take from the outside? No, it doesn't look like it. I wonder how to do it. Let's check the Thaumonomicon and see if I'm missing something here. So the arcane board requires 2 things. Okay. Secondly, if you need to place any kind of pickaxe, okay. An arcane board can only be placed above or below an arcane board base. And any items mined will be ejected in the direction the nozzle is pointing. Okay, let's see. The board can be powered with Perdito Essentia or Viz, which greatly speed up the rate at which it mines. Viz or Essentia can be provided by pipes or relays. Ah, okay, so I would actually have to pipe this or do a relay. Well, that's really not essential, so it's okay. I thought it could maybe just come out the jars, kind of like the little rituals that we do inside, but it looks like it's gonna skip right over that. Will this do any damage to me? Nope. It doesn't do any damage at all. So it should go all the way through, and I really want to see what happens when it pokes all the way through and it finishes the hole. Alright, you guys, so the laser finished up, and the unique thing about this is it just stopped on its own. The lever is still in the same position, so what that tells me, if I go up to it and just place a block, it should mine it. And will it just turn off again? Oh, that is excellent. So apparently it has some kind of range on it. Now, this, as we saw earlier, it can be very expensive to upload to really get these focuses high end. So I'm thinking for a more impressive effect and some speed, because the Perdito thing didn't work to speed it up without a bunch of other stuff. What I could possibly do is make an array of these things. So a bunch of arcane boars. Imagine if I had, see, if we were just working with this side, I could have 3 arcane boars like this, another arcane boar below here and above here, and 3 arcane boars like that, and it would decimate the entire boulder, like the whole thing. Also, this behind piece right here, this isn't too good, so I could actually put some facing this way. So I think if I were to put different arcane boars at different heights, different levels, different angles, and from different sides, and I mean, they would all be powered on as long as there was ores in the way. if there wasn't ores in the way, they just power off, they don't dig anything or do any damage, I think that would be wonderful. And I think playing with the design a little bit will give us some really cool dynamics for this. So it's a fun little project. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and next time we come back, hopefully I could show you some more progress on it from a live stream or something. So thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Bye!